2022 marks the 50th year of Title IX, that landmark legislation in 1972 which allowed equal rights for women as far as intercollegiate athletics was concerned. And the fruits of Title IX for University of Tulsa occurred rather quickly. Within 8 years, TU had won a national championship, and on the 10-year anniversary, TU won 2 national championships in the same year in women's golf. Here's a look back at that really legendary 1982 season. In the annals of University of Tulsa athletic history, no program has had more success than women's golf, and no team has been more dominant, more successful, and more revered than the 1982 Golden Hurricane squad.
Well, it's history. It'll never be repeated. It was an absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. Unbelievable because Dale McNamara's team won the first ever NCAA championship and the final AIAW title, all in less than a month.
In 1982, our team was really close. We had just a neat group of girls. We had developed some pretty strong bonds. Obviously, you do spend a lot of time together going to tournaments.
We just all kind of came together, and the chemistry and the camaraderie was a beautiful thing that really united us to play and to play well.
We all clicked. We had a good chemistry between all 5 of us. And, there was no I in team on our team.
Everybody just did what they needed to do. We worked hard together. We were fiercely competitive with each other, but also wanting the best for each other. We just had a really tight team, and that was something that Dale had a really good handle on. Is she didn't have the 5 best players in the country. She had 5 really good players, but these 5 really good players got along with each other really well.
Unlike today, there were no league championships or even regionals leading up to the national tournaments. So TU played a really tough regular season schedule with some great tournaments. In the first tournament of the season, September of 1981, things didn't go so well.
I think we had been leading handily, and we must have had a bad last round. And I remember Dale sitting us down in the restaurant at OU and telling us that we would never play like that again. I vividly remember that first tournament, and obviously it probably made a difference because we never did play like that again.
As the season went on, the Hurricane won 5 tournaments, including the Southern Intercollegiate 3 weeks before the NCAAs. Then in May of 1982, it was off to the first ever NCAA tournament in Palo Alto, California on Stanford's home course.
I think we felt like we could win it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all were playing well.
Just played absolutely, because that's a tough golf course, Stanford. And I mean, everybody just played awesome.
All 5 of us came together united. 4 of us played really exceptional to win that title.
I mean, I look back at some of the scores that we shot there and how each one of us finished in, the top 20? I think we were all in top 20.
We just kept plugging away, and I think it made it interesting because we were all kind of in the running for that top spot.
So I'm coming into 18 not knowing where we stand. We knew it was close, but and then when the last putt dropped, that's where everybody was like. Then I realized at that point I had won, which was pretty. And not only that we all had won, and so yeah, it was really neat.
Kathy won individual, Jody was second, I tied for third. I mean, that's pretty tough to beat a team, after that, right?
It was just, it's fabulous. And then to tell them that you don't have very long to celebrate, try to get them back down on the ground.
TU's 36-stroke advantage still stands as the largest margin of victory in NCAA women's golf history. And Kathy Baker won the individual crown, and the Hurricane had 4 players in the top 7 in an absolutely dominating performance. But now there was another national tournament, the AIAW.
I said, okay. I said, enjoy it for about 2 days. And we've got a chance to make some history. And this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough emotionally.
It was grueling because we had to make finals here at school and prepare for everything.
You know, there was a lot of pressure on us Dale put a lot of pressure on us. You know, she always expected, you know, the best from us.
And I think the struggle of that made us just boded well to being tough.
We probably had the feeling of like, okay, this isn't over, right? We still had work to do.
So that probably kept us from celebrating too much after that first one. Was like, okay, now we got to go do it again. And chances are, you know, we're not going to win by another 36 shots.
So we had like 3.5 weeks in between, and that was tough. So we just did all kinds of things. You know, we made it like a retreat. We worked really hard on, and we played a lot. We played every golf course in this city. And we just played and played, and we played all kinds of weather.
Lou Long and I actually graduated, and Pascal Twyman was elated to see us and hand us our diploma and let us be on our way.
So TU was sent on their way to Columbus, Ohio for the final AIAW tournament.
Ohio State, the Scarlet Course, is one of the toughest golf courses in the United States. It is always ranked in the top 50.
I remember Coach Dale was saying, well, you know, it's great that you won that, but it really doesn't matter unless you win the second one. That was the thing that Dale, you know, was trying to communicate to us. And very, like I said, it was a very different year having 2 national titles like that. It was very odd.
It was a different field. Obviously up the ante on level of competition and schools we battle against all year long.
I don't think we feared any team, to be honest. Because again, I think we just had so much confidence in each other and just each other's ability under pressure to perform.
We're in the airport waiting for a rental car or something, and we grab the Avis sign that says "We try harder." So we have that picture, and it's so true. We tried hard. I mean, I think that's just the way we were prepared that way.
I kept saying, we can make history. We can make history. And I don't care if you win it by 1 shot or 1,000 shots. We can make history.
But that history would not come without a struggle. TU was down by 1 shot at the end of the first day. They rallied to lead by 5 strokes at the end of the second round, but then trailed Florida by 2 entering the final round.
I think that's where we got the speech about, you know, listen, this is, we need this.
I have never chewed so many Tums in my stomach was absolutely in a roar the whole week.
That was, I think, more to be expected, normal. I'm sure it's harder for those coaches, and they didn't have all that golf stat scoring like they do now. They're trying to figure out what each of us are doing and what their other teams are doing. And
Back then, you had no clue how the person in front of you was doing or behind you, really. You know, so I think you just, as golf you should, is just play your own game, play 1 shot at a time, and that's all you can worry about because you have no control over anybody else.
In that final round again, Coach McNamara's advice was simple: finish.
We kept talking about how important it is to finish. So put a circle on it as you go into your last 4 holes and see if you can play at par or even. And they all played it under par. And that's how they picked it up. It was exciting.
I remember her saying, we need you. And that was about what I needed to know. It's like, okay, and what that, you know, it's like you make sure you do your best on every shot. Don't slack up on this because we need you.
a lot of it was we're not sure because nobody was, you really kind of only knew how your group was doing, maybe the group ahead of you.
And when the scores were finally tallied, Tulsa had rallied at the end and had won the AIAW by 3 strokes.
Screaming and hugging and the pin, I hope we put the pin in. We were just elated, and then we had a lot of friends. Tulsa was well liked.
Another big wow, like we really did it. You know, to have it happen was like, oh my gosh, we really did win.
I don't exactly remember, but I think it's one of those things that as time goes on and you reflect back, you think, wow, that was really pretty cool.
It kind of validated the other win. And we were the national champions that year. That title was not shared.
You know, when you tell people, oh, you've won 2 national championships in a year, that's pretty phenomenal. I don't think many people can say that.
And 40 years later, the group of 5 got together for a reunion at the site of the 2022 NCAA Women's Golf Championship.
It's amazing how our friendships have remained so strong. I said there's just something about college teams, high school teams. I think it's just because you spend so much time together that you really develop these bonds.
The girls had come from all over. We'd played junior golf together, and there was just a chemistry that was beautiful. And we bonded real well.
But it's so fun to still have all of us together and be able to still talk about it and celebrate it together and go, wow, that was pretty amazing that we did that.
So for TU, a ton of tournaments, countless practice rounds, innumerable golf swings, and then over 5,000 miles traveled in 25 days and 2 national championships. You would be hard-pressed to come up with any team, any sport, any collegiate level, any time that would be equal to what TU's women's golf team did in 1982.
The history of Tulsa women's golf is huge, you know, and what a celebration. Those ladies, you know, they should be very proud of what they've done, and they should be celebrated in women's golf, and I don't think enough people know about their accomplishment.
Well, we're the only team that's ever won national championship in any sport in University of Tulsa. And I'm really proud of that.